Hey everyone, my name is Chase Savage. I'm a recovering addict. I like to think that I'm a recovered addict. Today I'm going to tell y'all my story and how Savage Strong came about. I've shared my story with Drew on his page. I've shared it written out, but y'all haven't actually gotten a one-on-one and me tell y'all the story. So I'm doing this so I can share it to my YouTube channel and also share it to my podcast. Y'all should definitely check those out. I'd really appreciate the support. Thank y'all for the support that I've gotten on the Savage Strong page. Thank y'all for the support that I've had throughout this last 6-7 months. Y'all been amazing and a godsend, to say the least. So let's get started. I started using meth December 2016. I was doing coke and I was taking Adderall, a bunch of Adderall, to stay up for work. And I had a buddy, that's what he did. That's what his occupation was selling drugs. He is actually doing a lot of time now because of that occupation that he chose. I went to him one day to go buy some coke from him, and he didn't have any available. But what he did have was something that I swore I would never touch. I saw what it did to my brother. I've seen what it did to several people, and it's a horrible drug. Not that cocaine's not a horrible drug, you know what I mean? But I was able to always put down cocaine. Sorry, I keep messing with my beard. I keep seeing the scraggly sticking out. Anyways, I was always able to put down cocaine. Not so much the Adderalls. The Adderalls kind of had a good hold on me. But meth would take over completely on both. So, anyways, I go to him to get some cocaine, and turns out all he has is that crystal substance. So I had to hurry up and get to work, so I was like, screw it, bud, let's go. I'll get it. And I was like, I don't even know how to smoke it, I don't know how to do it. So I started out using it, snorting it. That was in December of 2016, going into January of 2017. So anyways, I'm working. I'm not realizing how much this stuff is grabbing me, because, as anybody else knows that's on this drug, you have the high. You know what I mean? Not just are you high, but you're hot. You're on top of the world. You know what I mean? It starts tricking you, right? That's how it gets you. Well, I'm making a lot of money. Making more money than me and my ex-wife have ever made together. And things are good, or so they seem. You know what I mean? I'm in 2017 just killing it. Not noticing how much it's changing me. You know what I mean? I'm noticing the gain of confidence that I'm getting, all this, at first I thought I was doing really good at work, because I was able to pay attention, I was able to stay up. Little did I realize, it wasn't until I got off of it that there's a reason why I didn't get to go back to some of them jobs. There's a reason why, and it wasn't because I was so focused and so hard working. It's because I was off my rocker and nobody wanted to be around me. And I didn't realize until once I was off of it that that's really what was going on. But 2017 rolls around, right? My grandma passes away, late 2017. I was already addicted to meth. I could fight it all I wanted. I could tell myself I wasn't addicted, because when I would go home, I would get off of it and I would sleep for a few days or whatever. But that's all I would do. I wouldn't function. I would go home and I would sleep for a few days. Then I would wake up a few days later and get on a job. So I was only home to sleep, and I convinced myself that I could get off the meth, because when I'd go home, I wouldn't do it. And I always promised myself that I would never take it home. And I ended up breaking those promises. After my grandma passed away, I secluded myself a lot more than I already was. And I just started focusing in on doing drugs and hiding from my problems, hiding from my marriage, hiding from my shame that I was on meth, hiding from the fact that I felt like a bad son, a bad husband, a bad dad. I just hid from all that. I just stayed partying, and I say partying, I wasn't partying, but I was high, so I consider that, partying. Slowly started noticing I wasn't getting called back to some jobs. 2017, I worked the whole year without any break at all. Really, a lot of 2016 also, but 2017 I worked pretty much the whole year. 2018 up until, I don't know, man. I want to say I only worked a couple months in 2018. No, I worked quite a bit in 2018. Yeah, I worked quite a bit in 2018. I worked at least half the year. I know that, like, pretty steady. And I just started falling off. Just started not going to jobs, no call, no show. Was hanging out with these girls more. Was hanging out with one of my buddies. And was more focused on getting high and doing whatever I had to do to make more money and to buy more drugs. It's crazy. It's crazy, the whole mindset and it's insanity is what it is behind doing drugs. Anyway, so 2018, I think it was probably around August, my ex-wife came to me and she said, "Chase, I'm leaving you. I've had as much as I could stand. You're clearly got some things going on. I cheated on her. I was not myself. I was verbally abusive. Sometimes we got physically abusive. It was not a good situation, not a good place for my son to be around, not a good situation at all. She was very depressed and miserable, and I was so lost that there was no fixing me. There wasn't. So it's August, she leaves, and instead of me taking that as okay, Chase, get your crap together and get sober and get your family back, I took that as now my life is gone. Now my son's gone. Don't live in this house no more. I had to face reality, and reality was everything that I worked so hard for throughout 2017 and part of 2018 was gone. I no longer had the big old house. I no longer had the jobs that I had. I no longer had the income that I had. I no longer had my wife and my son, and it drove me deeper into depression. It drove me deeper into my addiction and drove me deeper into being lost. And I went to jail. You think that would be a wake-up call because I've already been to prison. So I know going to jail for controlled substance charge is going to send me back to prison. But I didn't let that be a wake-up call. This is already in 2019. 2018 ends. I remember New Year's going into 2019. So depressed. Just sitting on my couch alone. I had my dog, my Jaxie. He actually saved my life, that dog. I've had him for quite a while. He's at my dad's right now, but he actually saved my life. Because without him, I probably would have killed myself. I hate saying that. I hate talking about suicide because it's so cliche. Not cliche. It's just so everybody has a suicide story, and it's a big deal. But obviously, I wasn't about that life, or I would have done it. Right? Thank God, I wasn't. But my dog, I got him right as soon as me and Chelsea split up, and he's what kept me somewhat sane. He was my only person, my only dog, my only thing that I was around consistently. And I remember New Year's, sitting on the couch with my dog. My parents were out of town, and just being so upset, so depressed because I had nobody. I was watching my ex's Facebook, and all these pictures come popping up, and man, I'm telling you, that just sent me. She was having a good time, She had enough of me. I pushed her to the point of no return. And I'm telling you guys, if you got yourself a good woman, the last thing you want to do is push her till she's done. You know what I mean? Guys break up physically. Girls break up emotionally long before they break up physically. And when she was done, she was done. And I give her props. I'm proud of her for walking away and being able to stand strong. And I know it wasn't easy. She went from having a future with some guy to having to refigure it all out. And she's done a good job. I'm proud of her. She's been a great mom, and so I'm proud of her, how far she's come. But anyways, January 1st, I made up my mind. I was like, I'm not gonna be depressed no more. I'm gonna be about this drug dealing life, So I started selling drugs and started. I won't say where I was going, but I was going out of town to go get it, come back, and was making quite a bit of money. It was weird because I was always broke. You never realize it when you're in that addiction, how much money you spend a day. I'd go inside Dollar General or Pilot or whatever and just spend all kinds of money on nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just spend all kinds of money, go to Walmart and shop for hours and spend all the money that I got. I wouldn't pay my bills for some weird reason. You would think that you pay a car payment and a truck payment or whatever to continue to be able to get around. No, not me. So anyways, 2019 is all blur, man. I went to jail twice during 2019. Just going hard, doing all kinds of criminal activities that I'm not proud of. And went to jail twice. And that put the nail in the coffin, going back to prison. I already had it in my mind. After the first time I went to prison, I already had it in my mind. First time I went to jail, I had it in my mind I was going to prison. Definitely the second time I went to jail, 2 times in 1 year, done. Going to prison for sure. So we get around to November of 2019, and I meet this girl, and I like her. I like her a lot. Sad thing is, when you're in addiction, you're not going to have any kind of healthy relationships with nobody. Not your family, not yourself, not your girlfriend, not your boyfriend, not your parents, not your coworkers, not your friends. There's not going to be any kind of healthy relationships while you're on drugs and while you're in that addiction. So as much as I fought for this relationship, as much as I fought for her to love me like I loved her, it was never going to happen. And I let that, I took everything that I had, hurt-wise and feeling lonely and all that from Chelsea, from my ex-wife, and put it all on good feelings with Ashley. And so I was crazy about her. I was crazy about Ashley. Crazy about her kids. I still love her kids. I still talk to her kids. They're awesome. Anyways, so I'm crazy about this girl, right? And I would do anything for her. But we're both addicts, so we're both struggling, So what I thought was real, she knew wasn't, So anyways, November, I start talking to her. This year, going into the new year, me and her spent the New Year's together, which was nice. We didn't do nothing crazy. We just laid in bed and brought into the New Year's together. She became my world. That's why I used to try to tell her, I felt like I could have put it down. Obviously I couldn't have, but because if I could have, I would have. I could blame her all day long. Oh, she never put it down, so why should I put it down type thing. No, if I wanted to be sober and be a man and take care of her kids and take care of my kids, then nothing would stop me, not even her being on it. It's just harder quitting something when your spouse or whatever, your significant other, still on it. So anyways, doing some bad things, breaking some laws. I get a plea deal coming around, and it's nothing. It's for 6 months prison time. I saw it. I signed for it, and getting ready to go to prison mentally. I've already been once, but just like, man. But I was ready. I was ready to get out of that lifestyle. And I remember, was it March, the end of March, I'm building this big old porch. And I'm building it for my ex-girlfriend. And I'm doing all kinds of dumb, illegal activities to get all this equipment, this wood, everything to build this porch. And, but I remember me and her were fighting real bad. And it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And we would fight so bad that she would leave me places, so I'd feel stranded, and I had all this kinds of anxiety and all these emotions that I don't like to deal with. As a man and as a prideful person, we don't like to deal with sadness, anger, anxiety. We try to fight all that. At this time, I've already been IV use of drugs. For those of y'all that don't know, shooting up, putting drugs into my veins, meth. It just makes my stomach curl thinking about it now. At the end of March, going into April, I've had all I can take. I've had all I can stand. I am physically, mentally, spiritually, I'm just drained. I'm exhausted. I'm drained, and I'm tired of the life that I'm living. I ain't talked to God, and since before my grandma died. And I remember sitting there working on this porch. I remember looking up, and I remember telling God. I remember just praying to Him, "Dear Jesus, I don't care what you got to do. Take me out of this life. I don't care if I got to go back to prison. I don't care if I gotta die. I don't care. I'm tired of being an addict. I'm tired of being a thief. I'm tired of being the person that I've been." I was disgusted with myself. Disgusted. There was no happiness. There was no goodness in my heart. There was nothing. I hated my life, and I hated myself. And I hated looking in the mirror. I think as addicts, we all get there. There's some point during our addiction where we hate ourselves. A lot of us hate ourselves before we even get on drugs, but just something about that addiction, that using something to get your mind or to trick you into being happy is just not the way to live, guys. But anyways, I remember praying to God and telling God, "Take me out of this life. I don't care what's got to happen. I'm tired of my situation. I'm tired. That's it, God. I'm just tired. Please just rid me of this life. Take the addiction from me. I don't care. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to go to prison. I'm ready. Just take me." And I'm telling you, it was like instantly I got weak and I got sick. And I couldn't even, the 2x4 or 4x4, whatever I was moving to put on this porch, it was 2x6s. I could no longer pick them up. I was physically weak, and I was building this porch by myself with the help. I say by myself. I had the help of my ex's dad here and there, but for the most part, it was by myself. And but I remember I was moving these 2x6s by myself, and I'm throwing them onto the porch. And after I prayed that prayer, I was sitting there leaned upright praying. And I remember I grabbed the next one, and I go to throw it, and I was just, God dang, why is this one so heavy? And I was thinking maybe it's treated, it's a different kind of wood. I get it up there, I have to just shimmy it, scoot it up there. I go to grab the next one, I can't even get it off the ground. I was like, what the heck is wrong with me, man? So I bulldog myself. I get this wood up there, I get the floor down, and I go inside, and I'm just sweating, and I'm feeling so sick. And Ashley's not there, but her kids are. And I remember Braylee, she's asked me, she's like, "Are you all right?" I was like, "I'm just sick. I don't know what's going on." And so I went laid down, and I had, gotten this horrible cough, and I felt like I couldn't breathe a lot, and I would still get high, I would shoot up, and I would jokingly tell the people I was with that I felt like my heart was stopping. But I wasn't joking, I was just trying to make it in a joking manner. I felt like there was some issues going on with my heart, and I would throw up after I would shoot up, and I would be so deathly ill that I would just go to sleep. And I would sleep 20 hours, just nonstop sleeping. I would text my mom, like, Mom, I need you to come get me. She's like, okay, send me an address. And I would never respond because I would go back to sleep, or me and Ashley would make up, or whatever. And this went on, from since the end of March up until the day my mom came and got me. My mom came and got me April 19th. And I remember when she came and got me, Braylee came and woke me up, Ashley's daughter. She came and woke me up, and she's like, Chase, your mom's here. And it's a good thing she came, because when Braylee woke me up, I was drenched in sweat. My whole shirt, everything was drenched in sweat. I hadn't gotten high, the day before. I think it was like 2 days that I was going on not being high. And so I felt like the reason why I was sleeping is because I was cutting back on my drug use, and I was sick. So anyways, I leave. Ashley didn't tell me bye. It was just, she got my dog and just left, And I talked to Ashley since then, and she said that if she'd known the events that would have happened, that would have happened, she would have at least said bye, But I was so mad and so aggravated from the things that happened the night before that I just got my things, got my dog, got in the truck, and we left. We drove to, we stopped and got something to eat. Me and my mom went inside, and I was just talking with her, telling her that I was, how sick I was feeling. And we get in the truck, I eat. I think I may have fell asleep in the truck. On the way to the house, we get to the house, and I don't remember much. I don't remember much. My mom tried to give me all these remedies because I told her that I was coming down, and she thought that I may have some kind of flu or pneumonia. So she gave me all these remedies, and she even got me to smoke a little bit of pot, to help me sleep. She gave me a couple of Xanax to help my anxiety, because my anxiety was out the roof, and I was screaming in pain. I woke up in the middle of the night just screaming in pain, and I don't remember this. I really don't. That was going on. That was Sunday going into Monday. Monday, I think I did pretty much just sleep Monday. Tuesday rolls around, and I got in the bathtub. At Miguel, me and Miguel would have done anything for me at the time. He still would, but at the time, I really didn't care for Miguel. To be honest, because he's with my mom. My mom was with my dad for 25 years. That's a whole. I didn't even mention that, but it's because I've already forgiven and I've already moved on. But during that time, I really didn't care for Miguel, but he would have done anything for me, and he did. He started a bath for me, and him and my mom, they get it all ready, and I get in the bath, and I remember laying in this bath, and I'm looking up in the sky roof, and I have all the lights off in the bathroom. And I was just looking up in the skylight, and I'm like, this is it. This is it. I'm done. I'm dying right here in this bathtub. And I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, after everything that I've done, shootouts, drugs, dumb stuff, wrecks in cars. Probably the most scary thing that I've done has been in a couple shootouts. One of them, every bullet hole that was in the car that I was in, it was where I was sitting, and for some weird reason I didn't even get hit. But I made it through that. I made it through all these things, and here I am in this bathtub, and this is where I'm gonna die. I could have died so many different ways, but I'm dying right here, right now in this bathtub. I remember looking at my fingertips. just like this, looking at my hands. My fingers were blue. I'm like, and I felt so cold, and the water was hot, and I was sitting there just like, this is it. God's answering my prayers, I guess, because He's taking me out of that life. You know, my prayers were to take me out of that life, and well, I got out of that life by leaving where I was at, coming to my mom's. I was like, at least I can die here in this bathtub. At least my mom will find me, you know, instead of my body being just thrown out in the ditch somewhere. And my mom knocks on the door. Do. She's like, Chase, we're going into town. We're going to go to Academy and, you know, go to these places. We'll be back in a little bit. And I said, Mom. I was like, no, I'm going with y'all. Y'all can't leave me here. Y'all can't leave me here. And that was like, okay, let's get out of the house. Let's get out of this bathtub. Let's get out of this mindset. And I remember having to call her to come help me get out of the bathtub because I was too weak to get out of the bathtub. I change. We go into town. And I'm trying to get some drugs while we're in town because that's why I feel like I keep going to sleep because I'm not high. And so I'm trying to get some drugs from some people, and it's just not working out because I keep passing out. I get out of the truck. Miguel's sitting in the truck. My mom's inside of the Academy. I get out of the truck. And I'm trying to make it to around the building so I can meet these people so I can get some stuff from them. Well, I only make it to the tree right there in front of Mardell's, and I fall asleep on the tree. Well, then I get up, you know, a little bit after taking a little cat nap in the 100-degree something weather. I walk around to the side of the building, and I sit down. Well, I fall asleep again. And so, needless to say, you know, that was Jesus, you know, divine intervention there. He always keeping me from getting drugs because that's what I was trying to get. That's why I was out of the truck in that 100-degree weather with a long sleeve on and walking around trying to get these drugs, but I kept passing out. Well, Miguel takes me across the street to get a Powerade. We come back, we pick my mom up, and we go all the way back out to Miguel's house. We get all the way out there, and I remember laying on the back seat, and I remember just crying because I was in pain, and crying because I was sick and I just did not feel good. And we get to the house, which is way out there, way out in the country. And when we get there, I sit up and I look at my mom, I look at Miguel, and I said, y'all are going to hate me, but y'all have to take me to the hospital. My mom was like, can we just call an ambulance? I said, no, I'm not getting no ambulance. Y'all have to take me. So my mom was like, okay, well, then Miguel had to stay there because the kids were going to be there soon. So my mom takes me to the hospital. And let's back up a couple days. Ashley took me to the hospital. I went into the hospital, and I just felt this eerie feeling that if I was to go inside that hospital, the hospital already didn't have good reviews, you know, it wasn't known for anything good. I just felt like if I was to go into that hospital that night, that I would have died. So I didn't go inside that hospital. Fast forward back to 2 days later, my mom takes me to the hospital, and I already know, before we even get there, I already know that she can't go in with me. But I'm so sick at this point that I didn't care. I knew I needed to go to the hospital. So I go in and they see me and they see my skin. They see how swollen I am. They see how blue my skin is. And they're like, let's go straight to the back. They do the COVID test, which I don't remember any of it. They asked me to take my shirt off. That's the last thing I remember. Last thing I remember. The next thing I remember is I'm waking up in Baylor. My legs don't work. I can barely move my neck. My hands don't work. And I just remember all these horrible dreams. And I just had this horrible pain in my chest. And I remember my grandma coming to me. My grandma passed away in 2017, but I remember her coming to me. And she's who woke me up. She told me, Chase, you know, she came to me a couple of times, but the time she woke me up, she came to me, she said, Chase, you're going to wake up, and you're going to wake up now. And I woke up. And, but while I was in the coma, you know, I saw all these crazy things. I saw Jesus himself, you know, and I feel like I was in the afterlife. I feel like I was awaiting judgment. And my judgment was, we're not done with you. Go back and preach the word. because anybody that knew me during those 3 years, they knew how lost I was. They knew how far gone I was. And I'm telling you, if Jesus can save a sinner like me, he can save anybody. He can save anybody. I was addicted to meth, addicted to the party life, addicted to it all. Okay? And God took me out of it. He took me out of it. And this is where my story gets good. You know, this is where my story gets good. And this is where I love my testimony, because Jesus knew from even before I was born that this was going to be my story, that this was what's going to happen. And Jesus also knew that it was going to take me having 5 strokes while I was on the operating table, them pretty much telling my mom that I'm going to die 2 times, me being in a coma for 3, almost 4 weeks, me having to learn how to walk again, learning how to brush my teeth, getting the strength up to, you know, even walk. It's crazy. I posted some videos, you know, me having to use a walker, and I could barely, the first day that they came in there to help me walk, I walked around the hospital bed and sat back down. That was it. I was done. I was exhausted. Could not walk no more. You know, but Jesus knew it was going to take all this drastic, humbling, traumatic things to happen for me to not go back to that life. You know what I mean? I hear about people dying all the time, dying, overdosing, whatever, and then they, as soon as they get out of the hospital, they're back to that life. And I couldn't even imagine going back to that life. Could not imagine. I'm so thankful that I'm out of that life. I'm so happy that I'm not having to live that life no more. You know, and that's Jesus answered my prayers. Jesus answered my prayers, man. And I'm here to tell y'all, if you give everything you have, all your worries, all your stress, all your addiction, all your anxiety, everything, if you give it all to God, you say, God, I don't want this no more. Please rid me of it all. He will. And it may be scary. And you may have to close some doors. And you may have to walk away from some people. And you may have to change your people, places, and things. And you may have to endure some hurt. But the end picture, the end game is so worth it. It's so worth it. You know, I can see I got scars all over my body now. All over my body. This one goes, you know, here. I got scars that run this way. I got scars down in my groin from where they put the pumps. Scars on my neck from where they had, there it is, from where they had the line, the IVs. You know what I mean? I have scars all over me. I'm on medicine, you know, heart medicine. I would take all that. Give me all these scars. Give me all that medicine. You know, give it all to me. I'll take it all to get out of that life. And I'm very thankful, very, very thankful that Jesus answered my prayers that day. Because had he not, there's no telling. Y'all probably wouldn't know the Chase y'all know now. I probably wouldn't have, the Savage Strong page definitely would not exist. You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all following along. I appreciate y'all, you know, being a part of this movement, you know, and being a part of my page and being a part of my recovery. I really do appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all for my sobriety today. You know, and that's where this hashtag Get Naked comes from. You know, me and my mom were talking, and this is how it came about. My mom's silly. She says get naked. You know, she's just being silly, but she means it as in, you know, get transparent or don't be scared to tell your testimony, your story, your problems. Put it out there. Put it out there. My thing is, you know, where I took it a bit further is Adam and Eve were made naked. You know, it wasn't until they ate from the tree of, you know, the forbidden fruit that they developed shame, and they've developed guilt, and they developed sin. You know what I mean? And one of my favorite verses is God asking Adam, "Who told you you were naked? Who told you?" You know what I mean? We weren't designed to walk around fully clothed, but because they ate from the fruit, now we are. You know, so that's where my thing is. Let's get back to the way Jesus made us, and that's no sin. You know what I mean? I still sin daily, but let's get naked. Let's get it out there. Let's get my addictions out there. My struggles are out there. My shame is out there. My depression's out there. There's nothing, not one thing the devil can use against me. Not one thing. What tools does the devil have against me? I've already put all my things out there. I've already given them all to God. So the devil can't deceive me. The devil can't trick me. The devil cannot put me down. I cannot put myself down, trick myself, or anything, because it's already out there. It's already out there. Jesus already answered my prayers. He took, when Jesus died on that cross, he died for our addictions. He died for our sins. He died for every bit of that. And I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. And since waking up, Jesus rid me of all that, of all the memories. I got it back now. But, for the last 3 years, I didn't remember nothing when I first woke up. It took me a little bit to get my memory back. That was Jesus' way of getting, rid of me of the addiction and getting rid of it. But since getting out of the hospital, I've had struggles here and there. But nothing like I used to struggle, you know what I mean? And I'm telling you, you'd probably call me a liar if I told you that I didn't have any addictions, any urges or anything like that. But I don't. I can honestly look you all in the eyeballs right now and tell you, there's no addiction. There's no urges. There's no want. There's no desire. God has rid me from it all. And I'm telling you, Jesus is an awesome God. He's an awesome God. I give all my thanks to him. I give all my thanks to my mama's prayers. And that's my story, guys. That's it. I just wanted to share it this way instead of doing it on a live video, or y'all read it. Y'all have heard it when I was talking with Drew. But here it is. I'm gonna put it on the podcast channel. I'm gonna put it on the YouTube channel, and I'll share it to the Savage Strong page. I appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all keep showing up. Y'all keep encouraging everybody. Y'all keep being there for everybody. I love it. I love it. If y'all ever need anything, y'all reach out to me, my mom, Miguel, Catherine, Drew. There's a good group of people that Brock, that we've been. If I haven't been through it, then one of them has. We can help y'all through anything, man. If you ain't following the Savage Strong page, you need to go follow it. My mom does a daily devotional on there. I try to go live at least once a day. Some are silly, some are serious. Some have talking points, some don't. Some I just come and talk to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Those of y'all that take the time to watch this, thank y'all. If you don't watch it, so what? Oh well, you're missing out. Anyways, y'all stay savage strong. Thank y'all. Love you.